It's Maybe Blue. Today I'm breaking down my latest song, Kintsugi. So the song started when Korzana was messing with Quanta and Portal, and he ended up making something that sounded like this.
Okay, guys, I'm Korzana, aka Gustav, and this is my. Oh, wait, no, holy shit. Over here, this is my co-producer, Zeus, my dog. Okay, and so let me break this down for you real quick. We have the OG bass sound.
Moisty mild.
Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, so this is essentially the version, the first version I sent Andy. You can hear it's very different. The beat is different. The drums are very different rhythm wise, but melodically it's the same. This is like the OG clip that we chopped up. It has a lot of effects on it, as you can see. Also an imager, because without effects it's actually panned. And we have a lot of hyperdimension to make it wide. We have ST4B, which is a multi-band transient shaper. Then we have chroma. This is what is giving all the color and the chord stuff. Then we have disperser to make it a little more bubbly. Saturn, a little EQ. Just to automate, because we kind of want the lows at the start for the intro. But for the rest of the song, we obviously don't want that many lows because it will clash with the bass and everything else. Then we have the second layer, the iconic. Then we have the melody, which is just actually it's a splice loop, which we chopped up and kind of gave new life and a new context. Then we have this, which is a bass without effects. It's literally a dubstep bass. Multipass, disperser, Q3, G clip, Pro and B. And the two of the most craziest EQ curves I've ever made in my entire life. Do not ask me why this still sounds good, because this is outrageous. I'll probably just add R bass instead, but I didn't have R bass back when we made this beat. Then we have the drums, which are very different. The second half is, I'm pretty sure, identical to what we have in the final project. Like flow-wise, at least. That's that for this part. Back to Andy.
So Gustav basically did like all of the hook day one, like off rip. But the issue was like, how do we get from hook 1 to hook 2? I kind of tried to figure out a way to work the verses in a way that transitioned between his like banger sections, I guess. So we're in my original Ableton project. Here you can see his original synths that he sent me. Like here's the main sound you hear throughout the whole song. It's really interesting because we don't use any hi-hats in the choruses, because that sound is kind of like the metronome already. I took some of his drums and arranged them so that the choruses sounded like this. The main highlight is this like perk that echoes, because I feel like even when it's not playing, that like sustained sound is really like rhythmic. So I started by laying down some acoustic guitar because I felt like it really contrasted the electronic hooks. Yeah, that was done on my nice acoustic guitar over here. Under that, I layered this muted like guitar sound. I laid down some chords. I think I just plucked them on the same. Like I think most of this is acoustic. And then I really like this sound. I was playing the harmonics on my guitar. I really focused on like all of the little tiny like percussive details and like Foley type sounds, so it ended up sounding like this. Altogether, that section sounds like this. And then it just hits the chorus. In verse 2, I really like this sound. Low-key wish that it stood out a little bit more in the final mix of the song. But I threw the acoustic guitar sample into, I think it was auto chroma, and what ended up happening was it started sounding like a banjo. Had to add the 808. Sounds like this. And then my version doesn't have it, but what we ended up doing here was like an orchestral section. So I guess we can have Korzana break it down for you guys.
So the reason I got the idea for the orchestral part was because of this violin that Andy added. You know, that's pretty sexy, I guess. First of all, we have a contact piano. It has this nice... Then we have a regular old piano. Serum pad. BBC Symphony Orchestra. A little bell action. A little flute. Yeet bell. What? We have the brass action. This is goated. Strings, of course. More strings, of course. Even more strings, of course. Then we have all the stuff Andy just showed you. Special Andy thing here. Very cool. We have a little bit of a little bit of this. Cashmere orchestral hits with some glitchy and combined with all the other maybe blue perks, etc. It sounds so nice. So that's that. Alright guys, back to Andy. Bye-bye.
Alright, thanks Korzana. Yeah, what's next? I'm a sucker for bridges, so the next thing I did was added this bridge where I really wanted this like bass to shine. And then I learned how to do chugs on the contact instrument, so I was like really into that. I had this guitar playing like chords. And then the drums sound like this. All together it sounds like this. Alright, I guess I can show you some of the vocals. Okay, geez, here's the actual like vocal. What am I doing? Looks like we're at almost over 40 vocal tracks, but I don't think I was very efficient with them. So, I mean, there's not much special about the main vocal. It's just a main vocal. Hey son, my son, yeah. Like, I think it's just my default vocal chain. We can go into it if you guys want some other day. I really like this like radio layer. It was kind of like, hey son, my son. In this song, I tried to do some like vocal pads, I guess. Yeah, shout out Soutjay. He really helped me with that. Yeah, I started really getting into like resampling a vocal and then like throwing a bunch of effects onto it and then just like bouncing it so I don't ever have to think about it again. Like there's this eyes thing. Like there's a bunch of just random stuff. I'll just start playing it. Oh yeah, that was really hype. I feel like putting that in acted as a riser for the 808 part. So I turn the pressure on and make it jump out of cool. I got it increase time just to can we run it one time? That's the iconic vocal. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing that. I think on the bridge we try to keep it a little bit more simple. I think Soutjay helped me with these as well. Yeah, it's just my voice thrown through like I think autochroma. There's a vocoder part that I really like. So I think that's all we have for Kintsugi. Thanks for sticking around. I hope to make more of these with upcoming releases. I really like it when other artists break down their songs, so hopefully something was of value in this. And in exchange for sticking to the end of the video, here's a snippet of the next song. Take a second to transfer, keep the functions needed. Allocate for the next part, fix a false spot and leave it. Start anew by the evening, asking you how you're feeling. River run when you're freezing, river run when you're freezing.